Well, hey team, it's John Zanis here at my home in Stansbury Park. I'm glad y'all are on here. We have folks driving down the highway, fixing dinner, laying in bed, hanging out with me and Ryan Anderson. And I'm excited because a lot of folks have been asking, how do I maximize the comp plan? How do I actually get paid? A lot of folks just jump in or about to jump in or have, just rocking this thing out and you're getting checks that are showing up and you're like, how am I actually making that money? I don't know what's going on here. And we want to cover that because we don't want you to guess at where the money's coming from. We want you to be able to maximize where the money's coming from and how it's being paid to you. And I think if you know the simplicity of this comp plan without making it extra hard, because trust me, it's not hard. It's really simple. But I think like myself, when I first looked at it, I was like, it can't be that easy. It can't be that simple. There's no way that I can make that much money and get multiple checks off my own business by having these extra bonus centers. And Ryan Anderson, yeah, it really is that easy. Just go out and do the work, create the activities that it takes to bring new people on board, and we're going to reward you handsomely. So speaking of handsome, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend and business partner down at the home headquarters here in Utah, Mr. Ryan Anderson, to tell you the compensation plan story. Take it away, Ryan Anderson.
Well, thank you. That's the first time I've ever been called handsome. Growing up, my mom always said I had a face for radio. So thank you, John. You just made my whole life, all 102 years of it. But so tonight I'm gonna go into the commission plan and talk a little bit about the three segments. We have the fast cash, the residual pay, and the leadership pay. But before I dive into that, I think it's important to understand why we created the plan that we did. It's Jim Rohn always said that when the why becomes strong enough, the how becomes easy. And really, when we were putting together our commission structure, I've had the privilege now of being in this industry pretty much my entire life. I was introduced to this industry when I was just 8 years old. So I've seen a lot of different commission plans, from unilevels to binaries to stair-step matrices to breakaways to you name it, I've seen it. And if you don't know what any of those words mean, congratulations, because that means that you found the commission plan that I believe is the most perfect plan in our entire industry, and you didn't have to wade through all of those other plans. But when we were putting together our commission structure, one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to have a pay plan that was simple, easy to understand, easy to duplicate, and rewarding. We wanted to have a lucrative pay plan. And so there's a lot of pay plans that are out there. And I know that some of you I've been on the calls with, that you've been in previous companies and you've worked really hard and you've had some success, but you could never really achieve some of those ranks that you really wanted to. And so what we wanted was we wanted a pay plan that was all volume based, that had zero structure requirements, that made it really simple and easy for you to plug in and have success. And so simply put, our plan is broken into those three segments: the fast cash, residual pay, and leadership pay. So let's talk about the fast cash first. So all of you guys that have received products, you'll notice that there's a barcode or a UPC code on every one of our products. Part of the fast cash is the aspect of the retail aspect of it. So when you sell a product, somebody goes to your retail site and purchases a product, you're going to get 100% of the difference between wholesale and retail. Plus, you're going to get 5% back, 5 to 10%, depending on how your business is structured. And we'll talk about that here in just a second, on that retail purchase as well. So that pays out. M stands for not only the members network, motivation, meaningful, mindset, all of the different things, whatever M stands for you. Monday is money day. So remember that every Monday is money day. So we pay out, that fast cash pays out weekly. So retail is part of the fast cash, as well as what we call our enrollment bonuses or our fast cash. So we have 3 different enrollment packs. We have the apprentice pack, which is $149, which includes 2 boxes of product. We have our master pack, which is $299, which includes 5 boxes of product. And then we have our elite package, which includes 7 boxes of product, 1 bottle of burn, and then 3 business centers. And obviously all of those packages include more than just what I'm talking about. But I want to talk about the package because it's important to understand that the enrollment bonus that you're going to get, the fast cash, is based on the product sell that's in that package. So we don't pay people for enrolling people. we pay people for selling the product that's in the enrollment pack. So if I enroll somebody on an apprentice pack, I'm going to earn $25 plus $75 goes into the tree, which pays out with your residual, which I'll talk about in a second. So $25 goes to me, and then $60 goes into the tree on the apprentice pack. If I enroll somebody on the master pack, I'm going to earn $75 fast cash, and $60 goes into the tree, which pays out in the residual, which I'll talk about here again in a second. And then if I enroll somebody on an elite pack, I'm going to earn $150 fast cash plus $180 is going to go into the tree. Now that pays out every week. So the fast cash pays out weekly. So $25, $75, or $150. That's what I'm going to earn out on there. Now we do have what we call an 8 and 8 bonus. Now some people don't understand what the 8 and 8 is, but what it is that if you enroll 8 members in an 8-week window, we have a bonus of $250 or $500 bonus that you can earn on top of all of your fast cash. So the difference between the $250 and the $500 bonus is that if you enroll 8 people on a master pack, you're going to get a $250 bonus on top of your all of your fast cash. Or if you enrolled 8 people on an elite pack, that's $1,200 in fast cash, plus we're going to put another $500 on top of that. So that's a total of $1,700, and that pays out weekly. So that's the fast cash portion. So and then we can go into, when we start talking about strategy, we can go into more of that. So, and we always talk about, the reason why we break it into 3 different segments is that if you get really good at the fast cash, then you're going to build automatically a residual. So and we were talking about that. So the residual, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time understanding our pay plan, is in the residual aspect. So I'm going to actually share my screen, and I'm going to show you a whiteboard. I'm going to show you a whiteboard on my screen. I'll make it that easier. So our pay plan, what it does is it gives you the ability to, as we do it, so our pay plan is, here we go, we're drawing circles, check this out. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. And Hooked on Phonics never really worked well for me as a child. So don't judge my drawing abilities. So our plan pays out levels 1 all the way down to 12 is a total of 5%. Okay, so levels 1 to 12, 5% each level is going to pay out 60%. So it builds just like a binary would, a right and a left. However, you get paid on both sides of it. So levels 1 through 12, 5% each level. And so the question you're going to get as you're explaining this is, some people are going to ask, okay, how does that work? How does that pay out? And the way that that's going to pay out is levels 1 through 4 is going to be a member, which is simply 60 PV is going to do that. 60 PV qualifies you for levels 1 through 4. 5 through 6 is going to be 480 PTV. Now, what does PTV stands for? It stands for Personal Team Volume. That's what that stands for, Personal Team Volume. So any volume that comes to the company as a result of you. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about here for just a second is that when we start talking about your tree, your matrix tree, that isn't just your volume. And so what you're going to have is you'll have people who are above you, your upline, who are going to sponsor somebody. So if you were looking at this tree right now, you would see, here's my upline, here's me, this is my team that I'm building. But if my upline sponsored somebody, the system is going to automatically place people. So it's going to look down here and it's going to say, okay, Are there 2 people on my front line? Yes, there's 2 people on my front line. And then it's going to come down. Are there 4 people on my second line? Yes, there's 4 people on my front line, or my second line. But then it's going to come down here to your third line, and it's going to start looking at where's the next available person. And so what's going to happen is even though your upline didn't, even though they sponsored them, that person is going to create what we call spillover. And they're going to automatically spill over into the next available position in your tree. And the great thing about this is that you're going to, that's what you can earn on. And so in our pay plan, levels 1 through 4, if I never recruited anybody and I never did one retail sell, but I had some spillover happening underneath me, I can get paid on levels 1 through 4 by just simply having 60 PV. Another great thing about our pay plan is that you don't have to have a personal purchase in order to get paid. That's a beautiful thing about what we're doing. If you have 2 boxes of product moving through your business, retail, that's going to qualify you in our pay plan. So let's go back to the aspect here. So let me just move this over here. Okay, levels 7. So levels 1 through 8. I should do this level. Let me come back up here to this one. So levels 1 through 8 is going to be 2,000 PTV, personal team volume, any volume that comes to the company as a result of you. Levels 1 through 9 is 5,000 PTV, unlocks levels 1 through 9. Levels 1 through 10 is 50,000 PTV. Levels 1 through 11 is 100,000 PTV. And levels 1 through 12 is 200,000 PTV. And so when you start looking at this, that's how you unlock the levels in our pay plan. So levels 1 through 12, 5% each level pays out 60%. But as a member with 60 PV, I'm going to get paid on everything, even if it's not my volume. Anything that falls in my 4 levels, I'm going to get 5% of that. The way that this is structured, I'll get 5% of that. If I have, if I have 480 PTV, then I'm going to earn on levels 1 through 6, any volume, whether it come from me or spillover from my upline, and so on and so forth. And so that's the residual aspect of it. Now, I'm going to clear this really quickly, and I'm going to, let's see if I can clear everything. Clear all. Okay. Now, let's talk about the multiple business centers, because I'm sure that some of you guys are going to have questions based on the multiple business centers. So if I come in here, there's a way that you can get multiple business centers. And again, explaining the why, we created multiple business centers because what we wanted to do is we wanted to create an opportunity for you to earn on every dollar that you're responsible for bringing to the company. And so there's 2 ways that you can get business centers, either by enrolling on an elite pack, which is going to give you your, 2 business centers and your main position. And so we tell people that if they come in on an elite pack, they should structure their business just like this. We call this the tri-pack. And what's going to happen with the tri-pack is that you, first of all, let's explain what a business center is. A business center is just simply one of your positions in the tree. It can't enroll anybody. It can't place orders. It can't create retail customers. Everything is managed by your top spot, your main position. But what happens is, so the same amount of work, same amount of effort, same amount of volume in this situation gives you the ability to actually earn double. So what's going to happen is, instead of just earning 5% on 5% here, 5% here. And 5% here, what's going to happen is that you now have the ability to earn on the same volume that's down here, to earn on the same volume. Instead of just earning 5% on your top spot, now you're earning 5% on your second spot. See how that works? And so because everything that falls underneath your business center, you're going to earn on that aspect of it. Now, one of the cool things that we have is the ability to and I'm just going to pick on somebody again. I'm just looking at the first window I'm going to see. Let's say that Pam comes down here and she has, and Pam is an absolute rock star. And so I know that I want to work with her. Anywhere in my organization, I have the ability to create another business center. And the way that I get another business center is every time I introduce 3 members to the company, I can earn another business center. So now I have the ability to earn unlimited business centers. Now, why would I want to do this? Now, basically what's going to happen is that I'm Pam's upline here, but I can also place a business center underneath her. And now everything that Pam and I go and do and work together and build, I have the ability to earn on that. So now there's no way that the volume can escape me. There's no way that the volume can leave me. I have the ability to plug into that volume and earn on it no matter where it's at in the organization. And so that's basically what business centers do. And business centers are the only thing that you have the ability to place within your organization. Because every time you enroll somebody, we took the guesswork out of it. We took the strategy aspect out of it. The system will automatically place business centers anywhere within your organization and allows you to earn on that volume. So now there's another important part of it here is, let's say that this position, whatever your top position is qualified for, all of your other positions qualify for that as well. So if position A is qualified for 4 levels, then position B is qualified for 4 levels, position C is qualified for levels, position D is qualified for 4 levels. Whatever your top spot is qualified for, all of your business centers are qualified for that at that same level. So if position A is qualified for 12 levels, B and C, and all of your other positions are qualified for 12 levels. So what that does is that gives you the ability now to drive depth. You have the ability to look down and find people who you're excited about, who you want to work with. John often refers to them as bright eyes, people that you just want to run with or build with. You can do that. So this is the residual. This is paid out monthly, and it's paid out the second Monday following the month of the activity. So right now, this coming Monday, there's going to be a matrix check go out to everybody who did activity in the month of April. They'll get paid for that activity this coming Monday and paid out on that. So that's the residual aspect of the plan. The next aspect of the plan is what we call the leadership pay. And the leadership pay is basically where we take 5% of all sales. So we take 5% of all sales from all over the world, which includes retail sales. So any retail sales that happen, any member sales, any of your personal sales, any sales from anywhere in the world is you're going to get 5% of that goes into a global bonus pool, and that pays out quarterly. So now you have the ability. So let's say, we're shipping in the US, we're shipping in Canada, we're shipping in Australia. Sales that are happening in Australia, even if you don't have an organization in Australia, you actually have the ability to participate and earn on those sales all over the world. We have the incentive trips. We've got Cabo. We've got the 3 Me bonus that's also on top of all of these other commissions. We have rank advancement bonuses. And we're working with John and some of the other leaders as well in the company to add lifestyle bonuses and other things to our pay plan that will also tie into our leadership pay. So those are the three segments: fast cash, residual pay, and leadership pay. The main things that you have to understand are it's all volume based, so there's no structure requirements. If somebody is a product evangelist and they love our products, they can go all the way to the top of our pay plan without having to recruit people. What our pay plan does is it truly meets people where they're at and gives them the ability to earn. So if they want to retail, they can do that. If they want to share products, they can do that. If they want to build a team, they can do that, and they can earn within our pay plan. So John, did you have any questions, or does anyone have any questions on that before we kind of get into the strategy aspect of things? What's kind of your thoughts? We can go through any of that if you guys would like to.
Yeah, I have everybody muted right now, Ryan, just so they can see your pretty face and see this whiteboard and hear it clearly. If you don't mind, I was almost a little bit confused, maybe not, but hopefully people understood when you showed if somebody does decide to make that tripod to start their business, if they had two business centers, one around the gates, that not only are they getting 5% from that first position, potentially on 12 levels, they're getting an additional 5% from that position down to the 12 levels too, which really is almost a 10% payout from that position down. Do you want to show that again real quick so they understand that for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna do something a little bit better, hopefully, a little bit better than my circles, and make it hopefully a little bit better. Basically what we're doing is we're giving people the ability right out of the gates to earn 5%. So regardless if you come in on the elite pack or the master pack, the apprentice pack, or the elite package, you're earning 5% on everything coming down your left side and everything coming down your right side. Now, one of the things that we said is that sometimes there's business builders that that want to get a head start, that understand that they're going to build a team and they're going to do some things. And so we wanted to give people the ability to be able to plug into earning more than just the 5%. And so when what we talk about is people who want to do the tri-pack, we give them the ability to earn multiple times. And so basically when you come in, you have your main position, and then when you come in with the elite pack, you're going to get 2 other business centers. And we suggest that you instantly place those 2 business centers as your front line. So we call that the tri-pack. So you have A, B, and C. So you're getting the 3 positions right out of the gates. Now, as you go and build your organization, as you start to build out your team, what you're going to see is as you build this out, you're going to see now not only am I earning just the 5% because I have the main position, but now as I build out my organization, I'm getting 5% and 5% here. So now I'm earning 10% on everything down my left and 10% on everything down my right. So what we've done is we've made it so that same amount of work, same amount of effort, same amount of cells, I'm going to get, instead of just 5%, I'm earning 10% of that right out of the gates, because I'm earning on this business center, I'm earning on this business center, and I'm earning on the top business center, which gives you the advantage right out of the gates to be able to earn double from the get-go. Now, if your economical status prevented from coming in with an elite pack, don't worry about that, because every time you introduce 3 business centers, or 3 members, you're going to get another business center. And you can do that. Same if you came in with an elite pack, you have the ability to earn multiple business centers. Like, for example, John, I think you've got, I don't know, something crazy like 10 business centers right now.
I have 7 in place, so you have to actually send me 7 residual checks next Monday. Thank you very much.
Exactly. And so think about that as you guys are thinking about building your business and you're thinking about some of the things that you're doing. What it's doing is that John prefaces that as 7 residual checks, because now he has 7 positions throughout his organization that is capturing the money from the volume that's there, and he's getting paid on that 7 different times. And sometimes that volume might be within the same 12 levels, or it might be below the 12 levels. But what those positions do, I think of them as keys. it's unlocking the different levels of pay throughout your organization. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, that it's basically unlocking that.
It does. Let me just share something with everybody here as well, Ryan, just to help them understand, because you haven't talked about this. How do you qualify the bonus positions, bonus centers? You haven't talked about that. You want to explain how extra volume that you personally purchase, or how volume of your customers filters down to those positions, and how actually, if show a scenario where if one of my business centers is, say, 5 levels down, so there's actually people, because I didn't put my business center as my first level to the tripod. So if y'all came in with that and you didn't do it that way, it's okay. Neither did I. I'm getting 7 checks this month, so don't beat yourself up. Trust me. I had a little different strategy, but it's all good. They both work, actually. But 2 things I want you to explain. One, how the volume filters down, what you need to qualify to the positions, how it gets down there. And also what would happen in this scenario if, say, one of my first business centers was 4 levels down, who else gets paid on my orders because of the way it pays upward? Do you want to share that?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just say, for example, your personal volume is anything that you personally purchase, as well as any of your personal retail sales. So if you're retailing the product, or somebody's coming to your website and buying products, that any of that volume counts as your personal volume. And if you have a business, more than one position in the tree, so you have your main position and then you have some business centers in your tree, what the system is going to automatically do is it's going to take 60 PV, and it's going to put 60 PV. Sorry, my pen's not the best, but it's going to put 60 PV on your top position. And then it's going to take the rest of the volume and it's going to automatically push it down to your next business center. And then it's going to take 60 PV from there, and it's going to qualify that position, which means that position is qualified for a check. And then it's going to automatically take any remaining volume and push it down to your next business center that you put in, and then it's going to put it here. So what that does is that it qualified your main position, and then it's going to move that volume down. And so now this position here is going to earn 5% on that 60 PV, and it's going to earn 5% on that 60 PV. And it will continue. So if you had more volume, so we actually have people, the one person last month had $15,000 in personal volume because they are a big retailer. And so in that same situation, they've got a couple of positions that are in the tree. I think they've got 4 or 5 positions that are in the tree. But let's just do the same scenario. So let's just say down here.
Hey, Ryan, Whitney just said you blew her mind. I know what you're about to do here. It's really going to blow her mind when she figures out where the rest of that volume went to after that $60. She's really going to have her mind blown. Who else got paid on that volume?
Exactly. So what's going to happen is let's say I went and I put my business center at the bottom of my organization. So what's going to happen is, and this is entirely what's happened with this same scenario, is the position from the 15,000, it's going to go put 60 PV here, 60 PV here, 60 PV here. Let's say this is my business center. It'll put 60 PV here. And then the remaining balance of that 15,000 is going to go down to your bottom business center. And so let's just say, I'm not good at math, so that's 120, that's 240. So for easy math, because I don't want to take my shoes off to count that high, let's just say that that's 250 in volume that's in my matrix up here. What's going to happen is that 14,750 in volume is going to go down to this business center right here.
And who's going to get paid 5% on that 14,750? Just the person whose volume it was, or maybe somebody else was in between there, Ryan?
Every person that's in between you, every person 12 levels up from that 14,750 is going to get 5%. We pay out 60% of that is going to go up all the way over that, all the way up that. So that And
No,
yeah,
no is the answer to your question, Whitney. They still need their personal 60. It doesn't qualify them for getting a check. They still need their 16 PV, but they get, if they, as long as they have that 16 PV, all those spots in between of people that fell in there, whether they were sponsored from above you down or somebody you sponsored down, are all going to get paid off that $14,750 all the way up the tree. Because all your main position will keep. If you have excessive volume from all your customers or excessive volume, these people are going crazy right now. By the way, I told you they would. All the excessive volume after $60, anything you have after that of your own personal or all your personal customers goes down to your other business centers and pays everybody in between that volume, 12 levels. Friggin' insane, by the way, y'all.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps. Everybody wants to see my arm hairs are standing up for real, yo.
And the great thing about it is that this person here that created that 15,000 in PV, they earned 5, 10, 15, 20, 25% of that 14,000 or that 15 of that 15,000 PV that they created. They earned 25% of that because of the multiple business centers that they had. But they also blessed everybody in their organization that was between them and their bottom business center by doing that. And so there's a really so the thing I love about what our pay plan has done is it's made it so that instead of like, oh man, so and so hit that rank and they cut me off and now I'm not going to be able to do that, or I'm not going to be able to earn as much. What our pay plan has done is it's now giving you the ability to reward everybody in your organization. And so that volume always pushes down to your bottom business center and then pays up. And so if you go out and you get a couple good retail accounts on your business, make sure that you're utilizing the business center so that you can earn more than 5, 10, 15, 20%. If you utilize it correctly, that's going to be able to pay everybody to do that. So, yeah. So
Alyssa just said somebody's looking at this but doesn't like the comp plan because it doesn't pay anything.
Yeah. So one of the things that I would say for individuals that are looking at this, especially with anybody that has any experience in direct sales or network marketing with pay plans, the three main talking points is this: 65% payout, 5% global bonus pool, and it's the only pay plan in the industry where you have the ability to earn on every dollar that you're responsible in coming to the company. At unit level, you can't. If it gets below that 7 or 9 levels, you're not going to be able to earn on it. If in a binary, you're only getting paid on your lesser leg. A stair-step breakaway, that volume, once it gets to a certain point, is going to break away, and you're only getting a lesser amount on that volume. And as volume keeps breaking away from that, you're not getting paid on any of that. This is the only pay plan in the entire direct sales network marketing world where every dollar that you bring to the company, you can earn on it. There's no structure requirements, meaning that I don't have to have a plate spinning over here and a plate spinning over here and a plate spinning over here in order, and hopefully the wind blows just right, that I have the ability to earn that month. There's zero structure requirements. And so the volume-based pay plan makes it so simple and easy for able to do that. It's already past April, so there's no April Fools.
Ryan, I think all their minds are blown right now, and there's a few folks around here that they probably see my name pop up, lower in their organization. And the cool thing is I am working on some campaigns personally right now that drive a lot of customer volume in my own personal account. And so if you see my name below you, and I'm going to give you an example. You see my name below you, and I went up with an extra $5,000 in customer volume sometime down the road. That $5,000 in extra volume after my 60 is paid, and whatever ends up at that lowest point is going to pay back to the tree to all those people that I put my business center under, by the way. Mind blown. And the same thing happens for you, and the same thing happens for your team. And man, this is better than Christmas. This is definitely a gift that keeps on giving. It's like Hanukkah, but better, man. 8 crazy nights, man.
Well, the great thing about it is that it's one team, one voice, one message, one system. So everybody's working together. So just like John was saying, I love the plan because it really gets rid of the hierarchy in our pay plan. So when we look at it from the perspective of like, okay, here we are, we're plugging into the system. John shows up in my downline. Well, wait a minute, John's my upline. Well, John's in my downline, and so now we can go work together to build something together. So I love that, to do that. So Tammy's asking the question, how long it takes drops a person below me. So really the spillover is happening based on the recruiting that's happening above you. So it's not going to be, sometimes it can be fast, sometimes it can be slow, sometimes it can take a little while. Just to help manage expectations here, it's all dependent upon what activity is happening above you. But in order for somebody to fill out the one entire matrix of levels 1 through 12, the system, it fills top to bottom, left to right. So it's good. The system is going to automatically come and look, what is the next level? So if somebody 12 levels above you is recruiting and doing things, they've got to fill out 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128 people on each level. As it fills out, will eventually get to you. So it could be fast, it could be slow. It just depends on the recruiting above you. And if somebody places a business center or does something like that. So to answer that question is, it really varies and depends on who's recruiting above you and what's happening in the organization. But again, in order for somebody to fill out their entire matrix and you're in their team, it has to fill out underneath you as well.
Let me share something there, Ryan. I may, guys, girls, because I can't see everybody right now because Ryan's got screen share on.
Sorry.
I will probably, possibly never, ever see spillover from above me for one reason. I'm a little towards the top of the company, and I'm out pacing and out sponsoring my upline. So my goal for you would be to out-sponsor your upline so you never see spillover. And those that may, I don't want to say anybody's weaker than somebody else, but it will help those people below you that might not be able to sponsor as fast as you. I've blessed a lot of lives from spillover already, and now a lot of users are doing the same exact thing because you're out-sponsoring your upline. And the ones that are starting to see some of that spillover. So I look at it as an added bonus, honestly, to spillover. I think the bigger picture, my humbled opinion, is these extra business centers, be able to collect another 12 levels deep potentially from each of those business centers. We have something that's absolutely positively mind-blowing here. But I want you to unshare that screen so we can see everybody's pretty smiling faces, and I'll do some unmuting and see who has maybe some specific questions to this besides, how quickly we can get off here so we can go sponsor a bunch of people. So I'm going to attempt to unmute everybody real quick.
There was one question that came through that said, how do you place the business centers? There's two ways you can do that. Number one, you can call into member support and they can help position it for you, or you can email member support and they'll place the position for you as well.
Awesome. What I'm going to do, I'm going to unmute everybody, and then I'm going to remute you with the ability to unmute yourself. And, we have a brand new young lady on here. Her name's Jen. She's from New Jersey. I used to hang out in her neighborhood back in the day. We used to sneak in the same raceway together at Atco, New Jersey. And tonight's actually her wedding anniversary, Ryan, and she decided to join us. I think you spoke with her last night.
Wow.
Today is her wedding anniversary. And she rushed home from dinner and skipped dessert. You said, man, it's got to be a lot better than cheesecake at Cheesecake Factory. And here she is. So I want you to tell her happy anniversary from that home headquarters.
Yeah, welcome home, Jen, to the M Network, M family, and happy anniversary. So you're only 21, so it can only be like a 6-month anniversary. So, but happy anniversary. Glad to have you here. Thank you.
So I'm going to unmute everybody, then I'm going to remute you with the option to unmute yourself. So hold on one second. Unmute all. And I'm going to remute everybody real quick. I apologize. Mute all and allow you to unmute yourself. And I'm going to say yes to this. So everybody's now muted, but anybody has a question for Ryan. We got about 10 minutes left. Who has a specific question that wasn't answered already? And Epic looks like the first one up. So Epic, go ahead and unmute yourself so you can ask that specific question.
So I am just curious about business centers as far as, can I only place them under the people I can see on my visual tree, or can I call the company and if I have a person in mind that I want to put somebody under?
Yeah, so your business centers have to go below you. And so if you have a friend that's in a completely different organization, you can't place a business center underneath them.
Okay.
But they have to go underneath you, but they can go anywhere underneath you. So
any open position, it can't be squeezed between somebody. Any open position, top to bottom, left to right, is where you can put that business center.
Yep.
Okay, so when I'm trying to, because I came in and I have 2 plus my own, and then I just sponsored 3 people, so I have 3. So I'm really just trying to figure out where to put them because I didn't do the pyramid.
Whoa.
Don't say the pyramid word.
I'm sorry, the tripod.
You're fine. We're amongst family. So one of the things that you can do, and again, as a company, we want to do everything we can to help you maximize your check. So if you don't know where you want to place a business center, but Epic, in your situation, you've got 3 business centers, call corporate and say, hey, look, I don't know where. I know I want to get some placed. Can you tell me where the best place for me to place those business centers are? And
Okay.
we're going to do that. We're going to help you place those positions so that you can maximize your income. Again, we benefit. The bigger your check, the more we as a company benefit.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Ms.
That's a great
Epic.
question.
Who else has a question possibly out there tonight in regards to anything that you haven't seen or heard yet? Or if you just want to give Ryan Anderson a virtual hug for writing something pretty amazing. He takes virtual hugs when he comes to Alabama and DC with me and wherever else I just convinced him he's going to go with me. I just think you're going to DC with me. We'll talk about that.
Yes.
So who else has got something? And Miss Tiffany has her hand up, so I'm going to unmute her. That's a great – hey, put your hand up if you got a question. That's the best way to do it. I'm going to unmute Miss Tiffany. Go ahead, sweetie.
Okay, so when I signed in, I did the $500 package right away. Does the member support automatically put those business centers where they need to go?
No, because we want to make sure that you that we don't place them. Like, for example, John has a strategy that he didn't place his that way, and certain people will do that. And you can hold those positions. You don't have to place them right away. You can have positions in the holding pattern until you find out where the activity and stuff is going. So the business centers do not automatically place. You just have to call or email member support, and they'll get those placed right away for you.
If I don't have, I've sold stuff customer-wise, but I don't have anybody join me personally.
Yeah, I would get those just because I know that you want to build a business, right? Or you wouldn't be on an hour commission plan training if you didn't want to build. So me personally, again, John has a different strategy. Me personally, I would call member support first thing tomorrow or send them an email to my email is just support@m.network, not .com, just m.net, support@m.network. Send them an email and say, I want to create the TriPack. And here's my member ID, and they'll go ahead and get that position for you, so that you can get it set up right away. And again, one thing that I want to illustrate too is that you don't have to have volume to qualify those business centers. They can be if there's any volume underneath them and there's no volume in the business center, the plan is automatically, because the volume starts at the volume and compresses up. If there's no volume to qualify that business center, the volume is just simply going to compress past that business center and pay going 12 levels up. So
thank you for covering it, Ryan. Because somebody asked me the other day, so what if this person put a bit, they just blocked me. I'm losing money in that level. You either make money because that person has volume. If they don't have volume for some goofy reason, it's passing over that by somebody below it, compressing up. But the cool thing is, if that person who put their business center under you has a lot of extra volume because they went out and got a bunch of retail customers, and that's the last position they have in their extra business centers. Mm-hmm. All their extra volume is sitting in there, and you're getting paid 5% of all their volume, not just $60.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, guys and girls. Who else has a question? I can't see everybody on the screen because we have multiple screens. So if you're not on the screen I'm looking at, you have a question, and you don't have your little handy thingy up, go ahead and unmute yourself. We'll just figure out which screen you're on. Does somebody else have a question that they want to ask tonight before we start to wrap this thing up here tonight? I think most of the questions are answered, and actually a few more. And I think Michelle has a question. So I saw the real hand go up, like the real deal, no Memorex. So hold on one second. Hey, Miss Michelle.
Hey, my question is about the leadership pay.
Mm-hmm.
that goes out every quarter.
Yep. Yep.
Is it go out to the top leader for that quarter? Is that how you're saying that?
No. So anybody that hits the rank of M4 and above, it's a pool, and it's divvied up amongst the leaders that are M4 and above.
Doesn't matter what part of the quarter you hit it. Do you have to be it from the beginning to the?
So the beautiful thing about our pay plan is that if you qualify for 1 month out of the quarter as the M4, you're going to get 1/3 of it. If you qualify 2 months out of the quarter, you get 2/3 of it. And if you qualify all 3 months, you're going to get the full amount of it.
Okay.
Which is not normal, by the way, for when you talk about quarterly bonuses. You got to qualify every month, and if you miss it, you got to start all over again 3 months or whatever it is, 4 months down the road, and start again if you miss it, again and again and again. And thank you for making this more feasible for the masses to actually collect a bonus pool system, Ryan, because most people, as we know, in the industry never qualify in a bonus pool. It sounds good, but it's back to that 3% club y'all already talked about, where 3% of the people make all the money off 97% of their friends. That's what usually quarterly bonuses are about too. So it's a good question, Michelle. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, great question. Brandy, I think, has a question.
Where are you at, Brandy girl? I can't see on my screen. Oh, there you are. I'll unmute you, sweetie. Go ahead, Brandy girl. You're live.
Okay, so I joined last week.
Awesome. Welcome home.
I did do, I believe, 2 packs. One was a master and one was an apprentice. You had said that you get paid off of selling those packs, correct?
That is correct.
Now, when you first start, how long does it take to actually receive that?
Okay, so if you enrolled those people last week, you'll have this coming. So last week you'll have this coming Monday. Then so last week. There's always a week in between the pay. In case anyone returns anything, there's always a week in between the pay, in between the activity. So if you enrolled those 2 people last week, you didn't get it paid this Monday, but it'll pay out this coming Monday.
Okay, and that does not show in your back office, correct?
It shows when it funds. Yeah, it'll show that when it funds. Yeah, which will be on this coming Monday. You'll see that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
And also, just so you know, Brandy, because you enrolled last week in April and those happened, you're actually going to get paid out twice on those first initial orders. So you enrolled in an apprentice pack and a master pack, so you're going to earn $100 in fast cash, plus you're going to earn 5% on $120 in volume. A minimum of 5%, depending on how you structure your business, on the $120 in volume and any other volume that may have spilled over underneath you in the month of April.
Okay.
So let's just say no one spilled over underneath you, and let's just say you just have the one position, then you're going to earn you'll earn the $100, and then you'll earn the 5% of 120, which is $6. So you'll have a $106 payday on Monday.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Congratulations and welcome home.
You're going to love working with her and this amazing team out of the DC area. So,
Great.
Y'all, I think about 2 more questions. If somebody's got them, I wanted to keep this under an hour because we want you to be able to share this with your team. Well, how does the comp plan work? Don't explain it. Send this video, which I'll make into a YouTube clip tonight. Okay, I'm going to put it up on our events page. I'm going to make a YouTube channel for us, so you have someplace specifically. It'd be easy to go find it as well. Okay, and so you don't have to try to explain the comp plan. Ryan did a phenomenal job. He blew my mind actually a few things tonight as well that I didn't understand until tonight. So this is absolutely incredible, y'all. So what about the $75 bonus for signing 3 and 30 days? The 3 and 30 she wants to know about.
Okay, so that was a promotion that we ran during the month of March, but we've had a lot of interest and a lot of people that prefer, and I believe now that it makes more sense that rather than having an 8-week bonus, because that's kind of a long time to focus to do the 3 and 30. And so Epic, I would say, look to the near future. John and some of the other leaders are working on some stuff to be able to do that within the pay plan, and we'll do that again and probably make that a permanent aspect of our pay plan. But there was the 3 and 30 promo that we did during the month of March. That is not the case right now, but we are going to introduce something kind of a frenzy bonus here in the near future.
Let's see, another question. If someone in your upline has a business center over one of your people, can you put one there too?
Yeah, so you're allowed to place business centers anywhere in your organization in an open spot.
Yeah, that position from your upline only got there above that person because that was put in before the other person came into play. If you slid in between, it's not legal, moral, or ethical, and they won't allow that. So that person, whoever that person is, now you can go put a business center under there, of course, and you can go put a business center under a business center. I'll give you an example. If John Zenas was down in your downline right now, hate the word downline. If John Zenas is part of your tree, you want to put a business center under me, absolutely. If it's an open spot, it just has to be an open spot.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to just go over to page 2 real quick to see if anybody's got a hand up over there because I can't see everybody on page 2. So I'm going to zip over to page 2 real quick. Some pretty people over there, by the way. My gosh. Even Leonard's over there, speaking of pretty people. Anybody over here have a question on page number 2 tonight? Don't see any heads shaking, no heads rattling around. So I'm going to pack over to page 1. So speaking of pretty faces, there is Mr. Ryan Anderson again. And I'm going to unmute everybody just to say thank you. I love you, Ryan Anderson. When are you coming to Washington, D.C. or Alabama? We want to buy you lunch and give you a bear hug. And I'm just going to unmute everybody. And we're going to wrap this thing up tonight, y'all. We did this in less than an hour. That was my goal. I think a lot of you minds were blown, mine included. And I hope you understand what you have in your hands. I mean, and I don't like the words opportunity of a lifetime or get it now. Honestly, we just have something that's different. I think y'all heard Carrie Brown say today, we don't want to be better than somebody else in the industry. The industry doesn't need another network marketing company. But we needed something different, something people can relate to, somewhere like, I hate the word average, but a normal. None of us are normal. But where a individual had a legitimate opportunity to truly be successful based off of a little bit of effort or a lot of effort. And with this comp plan, we've proved that. So I'm going to open up the lines real quick, let everybody say hey to you, and then we're going to sign off for the night. So let me unmute all. And y'all can say whatever you want to Ryan. Don't scare him. But thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. I love you, brother.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, John.
John and Ryan.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
And now I'm going to mute y'all so Ryan can have the final word.
Good night.
So you get the final word, Ryan Anderson. Let me unmute you. So Ryan gets the final word, and then we say goodnight.
Well, I just want to, John, thank you so much for hosting this and putting your heart and soul into everything that you do each and every day. It's an honor and a privilege for me to call you a friend and a mentor and somebody that I have a great deal of respect for and look up to each and every day. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys. We are on the verge of something that is incredible, groundbreaking. We are going to change this industry. This industry is due for a shift, and we're going to be the shift that happens in this industry. So, and it's because of each and every one of your leadership. So just know that everything that we do here at Corporate, we want to support you. We love you. We honor you. And they're just so grateful and blessed to be partnered with each and every one of you. So thank you. God bless you. Love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I think what Ryan just said is that shift happens. Have a great night, everybody. Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye. God bless.